Hello, today I will be showing you what SVGs are, how to use an SVG, how to put it into your HTML files, and I'll be showing you how to recolor SVG or scalable vector graphics. What we can see within our website here is that we have vector images. What that means is that we can continue to zoom in on them, see them at 500%, and they do not get any more pixelated because they're made with mathematical equations instead of actual pixels. So if we zoom in on this duck here, we can see that he's less smooth than the circle is. And no matter how close we get to the circle's edge, it'll just continue to be smooth because it's made of equations and, again, not with pixels. SVG files are technically image files because, vectors are images. So when you're linking your SVG file, you're going to want to post it into your image file under source. You do it just as you normally would, like for sandwich.png. It's the same for sandwich.svg. When you're making your vector image, you're going to want to make sure that your artboard nicely fits your image so that there's no extra white space around. We can now take our selection, get rid of the stroke around the image, which turns our smaller image portions into transparent smaller images, meaning they're not going to have a border around them. And we can take the fill tool and we can color it in with any color we'd like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to name this our logo. And we're going to save the file type as an SVG. What I can do now is I can go to rapidtables.com. I can open my SVG file here, so we'll take the logo, and it'll give me the code for my SVG file. And now what you would do with this is you would copy this, you would take it into here, and you would put image source like you would normally put, and you would paste in your SVG code. Now we can go here, refresh this, and here's our logo. Now let's say that I wanted something a lot more in-depth. If I take a photo, I can image trace it. And image tracing will give me a rough outline of an image. But I can do this now and turn the mode into color. And with this color outline, it will make my image for me again. And now I will hit expand. I will close the object, go object, ungroup to make all of these little parts of the image ungrouped from all the others. I'll now take this eyedropper tool and get rid of this color here so that our girl here is on a transparent background. So now I will go to File, Save As, I will go to my desktop, I will go to my folder, and I will save this as an SVG. I'll call it sandwich.svg. So what I can do with the sandwich girl I have is I can open her SVG file again in rapidtables.com, and I can copy her code here. And as you can see, it's a lot longer than my logo because it has a lot more shapes, it has a lot more colors. It's a lot more complicated than just a two-color logo. So again, we can take our image here, we can paste her source into where our logo was. We can go File, Save, and then again refresh the page, and here's our bitmap image. Our bitmap image is obviously going to become more pixelated the closer we get to it. And here's our vector image, which remains smooth and nice. As you can see, my vector logo here is very nice, it's very smooth. But let's say I don't like the color of my vector and I'd like to change it. So what I could do here is, instead of actually having to go in and change the entire file format, I can look into my code until I see a little bit of it that says fill. I can easily change my fill into a color that I would like. So let's say I like the HTML color wheat. I can go File, Save, Refresh, and it changes the color of my logo. Now you can play around with this if you want. You can go ahead and type in any color you would like if we go in and we type in pink. Go File, Save, Refresh, and it's pink now. Or we could go in and we can just type in some numbers, go File, Save, Refresh, and, well, I just typed in gibberish, so it's going to turn black. But as you can see, you don't need to completely remake your entire image to just recolor it. Now, when it comes to something more complicated like this is going to be a lot harder to change, because I'm not going to know exactly which part of the image is which unless I really know my dimensions and I really know my colors. So let's just go in here and start changing colors randomly. So whatever this color is, let's change this to pink. Let's change this to red. Let's change this to blue. Let's change this to aquamarine. Let's do cyan, dark cyan, wheat, brown, and maybe we'll have some white in there. So now, as you can see, my image is absolutely just butchered. Looks like we changed the color of the crust on a bit, and it looks like her hands have changed a bit of color. One of her eyes has changed colors, and her complete outline has changed colors. So I would say for larger scale graphics like this, it might just be easier to update them in your Illustrator file. Like, for example, I can just click around and change colors here. So maybe we want like some rye bread or something, or maybe like this isn't lettuce. Maybe it's something like eggs, like eggs or something. Or maybe we want our girl to be a lighter skin tone. Maybe we want her eyes to be red. So it's a much easier way of changing the colors of your vector graphic rather than going into your editor and actually having to one by one change colors and try to figure out what's what. Now, what all these coordinates you see here, they are actually coordinates. They are the beginning and ends of paths. They're locations for paths. Paths are what we call the area around the image, or the area that makes up the image. Like, for example, this outside part of this image is actually a path. You can make paths in Illustrator with the pen tool. Like, for example, we could make this a vector image. We can go into the brush tool and we can draw. We can make this into a vector. Everything in Illustrator that you'll make will be a vector image.